Hey everyone, Richie Light here, and today I'm looking at the MobiScribe Wave Color or Color Wave, and we're focusing on the Kobo app. Now, I don't have a lot of books on here. I actually just have the Ninja Turtle comics from the Humble Bundle that came out a while ago, and I tested with an actual Kobo device, and it was before they had the color one, which came out, or at least it came out around the same time, but the one I had was not color. And the issue that I had with it was it didn't really let me load my own PDFs. This time, what I wanted to do is try a different device that didn't have those restrictions. It allows me to read Kobo and Kindle books. And so here we go. This is the official app from the MOBA store, which I talked about in my previous video. So if you're interested in more videos on this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. The cool thing with these apps that aren't official, this isn't from the official Google Play Store, it's from MobiScribe. And I think what they've done is add kind of like a filter where if you tap in the top cover or just try to put down in the center, it will actually refresh, which is kind of helpful because if you're looking through, this is my problem with a lot of the actual apps from the Google Play Store, that when you scroll, you're going to get a lot of ghosting and there's a lot of like refreshing. So if you're thinking, oh, I could use this as like a nice way, I'm tired of looking at my backlit phone to read emails and things, which is my idea. Hopefully this will let me see it. And like, no, not really, because it's still going to be, it's not refreshing enough. It's still noticeable and it's not going to be as smooth as what you would need to make it actually worthwhile. It doesn't save you any time. Like if there was a little bit of time loss reading emails or browsing the web, using a device like this, the trade-off on the harsh light not hitting you in the eyes might be worth it. But in my opinion, it's not. The technology is just not there yet. So here you can kind of see how the app works. Like I said, I have the Ninja Turtle comics. So if I go ahead and click on one, I thought I could click on it from up here. Maybe I can't. Oh yeah, there we go. You can see it ghosts. Now, these are the full collection, so these PDFs or books are fairly large. So they do work pretty well here. Like I said, you can see some ghosting. If I tap, actually that zoomed me in. So maybe I have to pull down on this one. Yeah, if I pull down, it's going to refresh and hopefully get rid of ghosting, which is helpful because if I'm reading a comic, some pages I might not really notice on it. So you can kind of see where it's going to refresh on its own. I might not really need to focus on clicking through. A lot of people complain about the colors. They do have a color adjustment. So if I click up here in the top, or maybe I have to pull down too. There is a way to get, oh no, I think it's in the center for the Kobo app. So if I click, each app is kind of a little bit different, which is annoying, but it works out well. There is a color wheel that shows up here. And so if I click on that, eventually I can kind of change like bright color tones, the color, whatever, some of the contrast. These are the settings that I'm using right now. I tried to go for more of like a newspaper type feel, where that's kind of what I grew up on, comics coming in the mail, newspapers. So I actually don't mind the colors. If you grew up on tablets or screens, this is going to be a totally different feel for you. And you might not like it at all. A lot of people think it's kind of washed out and things like that. And that's kind of where it's pretty much reminiscent of reading comics in the newspaper, which I don't mind because a lot of the original Ninja Turtle anyway were black and white. So you can kind of mess around with that. That's my colors. I do have the front light on a little bit. You can kind of see where I have issues with some of the menus sometimes. But once you get used to it, like the touch and navigating, I usually use my hand and not the pen. It's just easier on the video because I'm trying not to shake the table too much. But you can see here, reading through some of the ghosting, it refreshes, I'm guessing, based on what their app is doing from their store. Pretty handy. It flashes a little bit, but it doesn't really slow you down. It's like, what, a second or two per page flip. Not any different from actually reading the physical book. It's not like an instant page turn like you would get on an iPad or something. But to me, reading it this way is actually fairly good. And I'm very impressed with the Kobo app. I hadn't had any comics or anything. Mostly all the books I get are through Kindle just because of the availability and how cheap some of their devices are. But I really wanted a way to read comics and stuff in a little bit of color in an e-reader format, because everyone knows you can't take like an iPad outside and read. And so if you're sitting on your porch, you have a lot of sunlight, this is a perfect way to read some of those comics, and it actually works out pretty well. So if you enjoyed that, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.